the game of the weekend on paper.
Yeah, it didn't end up being it.
On paper.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about. The Chiefs versus Ravens. I'll leave the floor to you guys because I don't really need to say much.
The only thing I'll say before I let Jacob have the floor.
God.
Grand opening, grand closing.
I don't know if the opening was grand.
It wasn't.
I don't even know if the opening was great. I honestly don't know.
The potential to be was grand.
Oh. But I think the potential to be is grand every year for the Ravens. And it never actually lives up to what it actually is. And I feel like it's another year for actual Ravens fans of, hope. It's like feeling like Ravens is like supporting Arsenal. It's quite similar. They build you up. I don't support them, but they build you up. And I can see the fans going crazy, but they build you up and tear you straight.
Arsenal, yeah?
Yeah. I feel like the Ravens are similar to Arsenal. They have all the potential.
You don't support them.
Who?
You.
Oh no, I support Arsenal. I feel like the Ravens.
I like mind games.
The Ravens are like Arsenal,
bro. You're a Carolina Raven, bro.
Trust, thank you.
Hey, I tell you who I support. I support Lamar Jackson. I don't support the Ravens. I support players when my team is no good.
You're a Carolina Raven, bro. You know this guy, bro. What's on your birthday?
Remember, I used to literally look. So I support players because my team is no good. I have to support someone that's actually all right.
No, I hear it.
So, like Joe only supports the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes plays there. If Patrick Mahomes left, Joe no longer supports the Chiefs.
That's yet to be proven.
See what I mean?
You can't come up with hypotheticals. That's like saying Deji only supports the Bills because Josh Allen's there.
No. But Joe also supports the Lakers because LeBron plays there, right or wrong?
No, I support LeBron. I don't support the Lakers.
So
you can't say Joe's a Miami Laker. Nah.
No.
You can say you're a Carolina Raven.
You're a Carolina Raven, bro.
You can say I'm a Carolina Raven. You can say that because I support Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but bro, like you will die on the hill. You'll pick the Ravens every single week.
You're not wrong. I will continue to pick the Ravens because if we look on paper, are the Ravens meant to lose games?
Yeah, I've been telling. Anyway, I'm not even gonna shout. The Ravens
on paper, on paper they're meant to lose games.
At the beginning of the season, when the Ravens were ranked the best team in the NFL, I said it's a farce. But hey, what does little old Joe from England know, eh?
On paper, are the Ravens meant to lose games?
Some, yes.
What games are they meant to? If going in, that's why I said on paper, not what we see. If you look at roster for roster and the players that should be playing, are they meant to lose games? The answer is no. They go into every game being the favorite. They go into everyone's building being the favorite. So they're not meant to lose games.
I mean, this is the first time.
The way you ride for them is just different, bro.
This is the first time they've gone to Arrowhead and they were the favorite beforehand. There's rarely anyone that's gone to Arrowhead and been the favorite. I just thought it was quite comical. I said last week, Spags always dials up on Lamar Jackson, bruv. Like, the record's there. It doesn't even have to be a Mahomes versus Lamar record. It's a Lamar versus the Chiefs record, bro. Like, Lamar not can't because he's had good moments, but the Chiefs cause him troubles defensively. And it's been like this for it's a big sample size now. It's not small. So what happened on Sunday night did not surprise me. But the whole, it's not even us internally. I was like, the NFL media or the media, oh my gosh. Monday, Tuesday, I've not heard the energy that they had all last week for the Baltimore Ravens and the Chiefs. Because people were stating to them, the Ravens defense isn't good. Oh, no. The Ravens are still going to blow out the Chiefs. Yada, yada, yada. The Ravens offense... highest scoring offense in the NFL. And what did the Chiefs do?
Oh, BTA.
Belt to ass. That's what the Chiefs did. Belt to ass. That 20's even 13 because the game was done.
Anyway, We understand what the Chiefs did, but seeing what the Chiefs did to a bad Ravens defense isn't actually one of the things that's moving me in terms of saying, okay, who's going to be good this year? Because I've seen the Bills put up 41 on the Ravens defense. I saw the Browns put up the highest scoring points of the year on the Ravens. The Browns with Joe Flacco, and we watched him. We had to sit and watch that game. Terrible. Yeah. We saw the Lions, great offense, put up not their highest score because they did what they wanted to do to Ben Johnson and the Bears a week before, but they could have if they felt like it, win the game and put up a high score of 38. Then we saw the Chiefs, who haven't put up more than 30-something points since...
In 2 years.
In 2 years, put up on a bad defense. So we're not going to sit here and move like...
No one's given the Chiefs credit. No one's given the Chiefs credit here. That's so.
No, but that's what I mean. We're not going to sit here and move like the Ravens were going into this game being the almighty defense. I was going to the game picking the Ravens because I'm thinking, okay, cool. They're going to be in a shootout. It's going to be like the Bengals game last year, and they're just going to come out on top because their offense usually is better than what they've done. And you think Lamar would get over the hump that he hasn't done with the Chiefs?
Well, for me, it just goes back to pedigree. The Chiefs got that championship pedigree. Ravens, that pedigree is not in their culture yet.
But then, Deji, what does that mean when you're playing the Chargers in week 1?
Yeah, because it's slow start, isn't it?
No, the Chiefs aren't known for that.
They're not known for it.
They've had last couple years.
I think 2 years ago they had a slow start.
What the hell do you remember 15 and bloody 2 last year?
Yeah, no, I'm saying last couple. I'm not just discounting 1 year. It's like the first 2 years ago, we lost the first game to the Lions.
Yeah. And then?
The same thing that happened this year. You won.
No, they lost the first 2 though. That's just what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Everyone was saying
this was the first time they lost the first 2, but there's been like in the Mahomes era, they've lost 2 games in a row. It was just them facing the aspect of.
I'm talking about the start, not losing 2 games in the season. Like you guys aren't slow starters like the Bengals are known for. Basically, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they're not slow starters, but the Chiefs have had like middle periods where there was a couple years ago they were like 3-5 or some jazz. So
yeah. I'm not
turn it on and then when we were recording last week, I said when the Chiefs get injuries, people don't really say nothing. In the first 2 games, the Chiefs had injuries during the game. No, none of these analysts on TV said nothing. The Ravens get injury during the game when they were already getting BTA. Oh, yeah. Baltimore. Look, me, anyway, people keep praising Baltimore, the team that hasn't won a championship in however long. And this Coach Harbaugh, he's getting away with murder. But that is a conversation there's a conversation for now, but we'll have it another day. I'm happy for people to discount the Chiefs. I just said the Chiefs, let's just get a wild card. We'll kind of get a wild card. And that's it.
Do you, obviously, this weekend was the injury-ridden weekend, so you guys actually might be back in contention in your own division just because the Chargers their offensive line has just died, basically. Completely died. And they've gone from having probably the top 3 offensive line to now everyone's depleted, and this is the difference. So I feel like with the injuries that we're seeing mount up everywhere else, compared to what the Chiefs are going through, the Chiefs' injuries last year, yeah, in terms of what you guys were going through last year, and you could see it happening in full effect. I understand. These ones that I'm seeing this year, everyone's going to come back this year. I feel like a lot of these other injuries are happening to key players. They're not actually we're not seeing them again this season.
No, but like the Chiefs, they've been playing the most amount of games for how many years and keeping their core players. The Chiefs always get injuries and they just deal with it. That's why people don't really speak about it as much. They know how to deal with these kind of things better than other teams. Now these other teams are getting injuries. We're really going to see who's going to, is your quarterback going to really drag your team when it really matters?
But we can't do that one. Do you know why we're not going to do that one, Joseph? Because...
Enlighten me.
Because...
We'll see.
The Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, did not drag you guys last year. What was your team built off of?
No, I'm not. I've said over the years, so you can't even try that.
No, I'm just being honest. You've been a defensive team for the past 2 years. Let's be real. Start being real with what's going on.
You're making up narratives by yourself. I've not said none of that. I've not disputed none of that.
That's what we're leaning towards.
I said, no, we're talking about injuries. I said the Chiefs are always injured. The Chiefs always have key injuries, and the team just deal with it, and they know how to overcome these periods. It's now for these other teams. And the reason why I mentioned Mahomes is because when it comes to crunch time, he knows how to put the team on his back.
Of
so
course,
when these other quarterbacks come to crunch time, if you've got injuries and it comes to crunch time, let us now see you put your team on the back, regardless of the situation.
And I understand that, but you could also have a defense that you could hang your head on. Right?
That is true, but in the playoffs, who's the one that steps up the most?
Both of them. What do you mean?
It's Patrick Mahomes. All he's but everything goes up, though. Obviously, I'm not going to dispute the defense. What
I'm saying is, if you have a defense to be able to hang your head on, then you're actually in a better position because you have the comfortability to say, okay, cool, we don't need to get this fourth down. Remember, like the Bengals last year. Use them for instance because they were terrible. Remember when they were playing against teams and they were really going for everything. It could be fourth and 15. They're going, bro, why are we putting our defense back on the field? We need to make this 4th and 15. That's what I'm saying. Like Patrick Mahomes has not been in that situation.
But again, you stated about the Ravens roster. Even the Bills, both of these teams are better defensive teams than the Chiefs. They have been over this duration.
Whoa.
It's only the Chiefs, only the last, I'd say, 2 years. And it was 2 years ago that it was really good. Last year, they were hanging on. Like, last year, it's no takeaways.
Your defense was strong. Let's come on.
No, the defense is strong, but the Bills are very opportunistic. They get the most takeaways in the AFC, or they're always up there. You've already mentioned all these Ravens players. You did, not me, that are the best in this position, the best in this position, the best in this position.
The Ravens player was the best in either
position. Oh, well, you said they're the best roster.
I said roster for roster.
So that includes defense, right?
I say, yeah, roster for roster, on players on the roster, would you not say that the Ravens shouldn't lose a game?
So you're proving my point.
That's not Jacob saying that they are the best in this position. I said roster for roster, which everyone understands in positions.
To further enhance what you're saying, roster for roster, everyone then goes on and individually names the Ravens defensive players, and they state how.
Not me. I watch the game, so I know Marlon Humphrey's no good. I watch the games. I know people aren't good. I'm just saying.
They got Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton's the only one that you sit there and say, okay, cool. He's the best safety in the league. Anyone else you're going to say is the best player in their position on the Ravens?
What they say Roquan Smith is?
He's the best linebacker, middle linebacker in the league.
They always have him in like that top three conversation though.
Fred Warner plays football still.
No, he does, but they always have him in that top 3 conversation. All I'm saying is, I just need all these players when their squads are depleted or when it comes to real crunch time. Just go lift your team. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I've not even spoke about the Chiefs. We just won the game. I'm just happy for us to get healthier as the season goes along. I've already said it. When we were 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. Let's just make the wild card, baby. That's all I need.
Would you not say that the quarterbacks that have had these injuries or have had the bad defenses have lifted their teams?
Not to Mahomes' level, no.
Yeah, but you're talking to a level of okay, let's do this. Injuries that affect everything. Yeah, not one side of the ball. So you can't say not on the Mahomes level because again, when you've had injuries, your defense has been top 5 in the NFL. So you were winning games via defense.
What are you talking about in the whole Mahomes' whole stretch? Because I'm talking about his whole stretch. Okay, you're just giving 2 years out of 7.
Okay, so his whole stretch, how many major injuries have you had?
Major injuries over his whole stretch. Early on, it weren't as much, obviously. But that's when the team was shocking defensively. And they still got to the AFC Championship. Whatever span we'll start again. Whatever span you want to speak about, then we'll go.
Because you said not to Mahomes' level. So Mahomes had a bad defense, but not as bad as the Bengals' defense ever, to be fair. He's had a ranked 25th, 28th bad defense. I know that. Yeah. And they got to the AFC Championship game. That's when, even though he might have got to the Super Bowl, that's when the Buccaneers just moved to them, basically. I remember all them years. But I'm talking about in the past few years when I don't even know if Josh Allen's even had a bad defense. He looks like he's had a good all-round team.
No. We had bad defenses, and our defense still can't defend the run. So
I think last season your defense wasn't great, but you got takeaways. That's what it was for your defense.
Yeah, that's what it was for us last year.
But I'm saying like an all-round like
takeaways.
Where's your defense your defense has never been like 25th plus. You've been middle of the pack basically.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what? I don't even know, but we haven't been at the top.
Oh no! But I'm not saying anyone.
Years. The last time you lot were at the top is the 13-second game. You lot had the #1 ranked defense in the NFL.
So I'm saying, would you say the other top quarterbacks haven't elevated their teams?
Is this for me or Dej?
For you, have you not said? You said, would the other top quarterbacks not have elevated their teams? Because
when it really matters in the AFC, I don't think they have.
So what are you talking about then? You have to use scenarios then in this because what do you mean when it really matters?
I mean, 2 years ago when we won the Super Bowl, when I'm not saying you guys, but the NFL media, the Chiefs have to go on the road, blah blah blah. The Bills had home field advantage. We went there, won. The Ravens had home field advantage. We went there, won. Both Josh and Lamar. Josh in multiple playoff games the last 2 years. He's had moments to not close the game, but he's had moments where the game's been in his hands. And both times he did not do nothing, like to the end of that game. Lamar, his defense held up the Chiefs to 17 points in that AFC Championship game at home. He did not.
So we're using
his stick end of the bargain. Again, Lamar, the game against Josh Allen last year, on paper he had a better game than Josh, but Josh didn't turn the ball over. Lamar turned the ball over early in the game, arguably cost him. Obviously, Mark Andrews catch, drop catch, yes. But again, these are times and opportunities, and it's not just even versus Mahomes, it's playing each other, where you've had moments to lift yourself or lift your team or go to that next level, and you haven't. So that's all that's my point of it. You get me?
I just don't know if you could say they haven't lifted their teams, because throughout the whole season, all they do is lift their teams.
I said key moments. Of course,
yeah, but
these are because
remember the NFL's not like football, bro. It's not like football and basketball. Every week is a key moment. Let's be real. Every week means something in the NFL. It's not like any other sport where we have enough games to lose this one and be cool to lose 3 games and not win here. Every game is a key moment. So I understand the playoffs is more beneficial than everything else, but you also have to get there.
Yeah.
And in key moments in the season, to get there, you need to lift up, i.e. Joe Burrow, a bad defense, i.e. Lamar Jackson, a bad defense, i.e. Patrick Mahomes when he did it, a bad defense. Josh Allen, a defense that can take takeaways but can't really stop the run. Do you get what I mean? You have to lift up these things throughout the season. So I wouldn't say that they don't do anything throughout the season to lift up their...
I didn't say throughout the season. I said in key moments. That's it.
Yeah, but I've just told you every moment in the NFL season is a key moment, because there's no...
I'm not disputing that, but we know like a week 7 game against the Saints isn't really going to matter. For instance, this is partly why Josh Allen won MVP in the media's eyes last year, because of his game against the Chiefs in the regular season. Key moment.
Not a big... Yeah, but
it was super big for them.
But then what do we class as a big game and not a big game? Because you can't be just having a big game because it's against the Chiefs, but then you forget the Ravens game when they lost 35-10. Is that so? I want to know what is a key moment in the NFL. At this point, people are just making up what their key moments are.
But on the way the game was going, obviously Josh did what he did with that run and iced that particular game against the unbeaten Chiefs at the time. The narrative fit perfectly for those that wanted to hell Josh Allen. So I was like, I've already said Lamar should have won MVP last year, but that again, another conversation for another day.
I'm just trying to work out what the key moments are in NFL seasons.
You only know after the season, though.
Yeah, with NFL, obviously, a lot of it fits stories and narratives because, again, like you said, the games they're key because they don't play as much in it. And then, but they cared about that week 8 or week 9 game, whenever it was, rather than the week 3 game when the Ravens absolutely battered the Bills. But hey,
But that's my thing though. My thing with Lamar deserved blame for the game that happened the other day against the Chiefs. But I feel like what we do not what we do, what the media do in America is, okay, it's a big game because you're playing against this team, but it's week 4. So next week when I'm playing against the Carolina Panthers, I'm just using them because we know they're bad. Yeah, it's not a big game because you're playing against the Carolina Panthers. So that's my thing. What's a big game and what's not a big game? Because if week 4 versus the Chiefs, week 5 versus the Panthers, because it's the Texans, but you're playing the Texans week 5 because you're playing CJ Stroud, it's now no longer a big game. That's what it is. It can't be just a big game because we're playing against this team.
I think with particular guys, obviously because they're the level that they're at, for again referencing both Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, is the hurdle of Patrick Mahomes for them. They've basically completed everything else, regular season and all that stuff. But Josh Allen's hurdle is Mahomes in the playoffs. Lamar's hurdle is just facing Mahomes in general. Like that's why Joe Burrow over the years was still riding on them getting to their Super Bowl. Because he's the only one in the AFC. As crazy as it sounds, he's the only one that's beat Mahomes in the AFC, innit? So to knock him out, well, bar Brady, of course, innit? So, but I just felt like the Ravens' offense is always gonna offense, innit? But there's certain teams and certain coordinators that know how to make the Ravens play situational to the game, and I don't really see the Ravens overcome those moments enough in it.
I literally only think it's one team in the whole league. It's not certain. I think there's one team because Lamar puts up points against everybody else.
I mean, Lamar struggled against the Bills in the playoffs a few times.
I'd say once.
Early in his career, obviously it was very early, but
I'd say once.
And last year he didn't struggle because he played fairly well. But again, the 2 turnover game, like
I don't know if you can call it struggling.
But Dej, if you have a 2 turnover game in a game that's like a 1-score game, wouldn't you say it's those 2 turnovers are crucial? It's not 1, it's 2, bruv.
All turnovers aren't created equal. If you turn over the ball in the first quarter and you turn over the ball in the last quarter, it's completely different. I think everyone forgets that Mark Andrews turned the ball over in the fourth quarter.
I said that's the very first thing I said, the Mark Andrews drop catch. But again, it may not have got to that stage with those 2 turnovers.
Correct, but that's what I mean. If you do something in the first quarter, you can make up for it in the fourth quarter. That's why the Ravens have lost a lot of games this season, because Derrick Henry has turned the ball over in the fourth quarter 3 times. If you do that fumble in the first quarter, you can recover.
Yep.
You can't recover from it if it's on the last drive and you need to get a first down and you're giving the ball back to Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes to win the game. You can't recover from it. But if you get the first down, the game's over. That's where I'm saying they're making key mistakes in key moments, and that's what's killing them.
Apart from they don't have a defense. It happens a lot with them. Like,
no, you're not wrong. It does.
Like their lack of discipline overall as a team kills them in big moments or in big games.
It has done.
So,
and it probably will continue to.
That's a hurdle for them. Me, I've not even on that game. The Chiefs, I was just happy Worthy come back and we won. All I wanted was a win, but the style of win, I was like, let's give the boys more confidence. You get me? And the whole team collectively for the Chiefs, they just play brilliant. So
I just don't. My thing is leaving that game. I know the Ravens are depleted. I don't know if Lamar Jackson's healthy or not. So I don't know what they're on. If he's not healthy, they may as well write the season off. But on that game, I still don't see the Chiefs after watching the game as being the team that we're used to seeing. I don't know how good they are still, because the Ravens defense, you put up 37 points, but I've seen it happen near enough 3-4 times this year. So obviously I need to see now going forwards. Obviously they got tougher games now, I think, going forwards, with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Lions coming up. So we'll have to see what their offense produces in those games. The defense is always, it's okay. It's not as good as it's been, but
Yeah. Again, for me, that was just that's why I'm not screaming hoo-ha over the game. It was a nice confidence booster for the offense, especially with Worthy returning and showing how vital he is in terms of our current style of play. That's it. For the Chiefs, we got the W. Let's get more W's back on board, and then we'll sneak into the playoffs via wildcard. That's it for the Chiefs.